Guys, welcome back to another episode of Synergy Talks. Today's going to be a little bit different. We're not actually in the studio. I got, as you guys are met in other videos, the head of removable, Eric Morales. And we basically have ran a scientific study, I would say, right? That's right. For the past 8 weeks on the mindset of if you could soak or how to treat a digital denture, right? There's been a huge discrepancy in the industry of, as we printed these dentures, which are becoming more and more popular, do you treat them any differently? And when you're looking at Stratus or you're looking at other print solutions in the industry, they're saying, don't soak them. You can't soak them. You got to be very careful. You have to treat it differently. Here at Synergy, our whole motto is ease of use, right? We want speed, efficiency. We want quality. We want to really not change the experience, whether it's analog or digital, to how the patient is going to service their denture. So what we've done for the past 8 weeks is we ran a couple scenarios here on how and if you can soak your denture, right? Our motto is we want our patients or our partnering practitioners' patients to be able to soak the dentures. So we did your standard, right? Where you get your tablet, you put it in overnight, you soak it. There's a couple other offices that were saying, hey, just use a little bit of toothpaste. Other practitioners saying, hey, Dawn, just soap works really good. And we're a big fan of Listerine without alcohol. So the problem with soaking a denture and the mindset is say, hey, it's in the mouth. You know, why would soaking a denture break down a denture if it's in the mouth and you have your natural saliva that's going to be soaking it? It's not so much the actual water you're utilizing. It's how abrasive the material you're using is, right?
Correct.
So with the printed denture, you have pigments of pink in it. And what we've noticed in some scenarios, those pigments are extracted. Now, Eric's going to kind of talk to you a little bit about the protocol of what we do here to reassure that we're sealing the dentures appropriately. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit of the dense ply material, why we use the dense ply material, and what your team typically does for service.
Absolutely. So the dense ply material is a 3-stage material for gluing the teeth into the base. First of all, we use PMMA from dense ply, which is FDA approved. It's a lot more rigid than if you were to print those teeth. It also does have a lot more aesthetics to it because it transitions from dark to light, which is what everybody's looking for, right? Aesthetics and function. So the two most important things in dentistry, right? Function and aesthetics. That's what everybody's looking for. So with the dense ply material, you get both of those. As far as the base, when we print the base at a lucitone, we bond those teeth in 3-stage format. There's a stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. That dense ply is very, very rigorous about us following the steps. If you break any of those steps, essentially it's not an FDA approved denture. So we're very, very strict on following those steps. And then as far as the post process, what we do is we polish it in 2 stages. We pumice like a regular denture. We high shine like a regular denture. Then we put it in the ultrasonic to get any pumice or any residue from the Tripoli out of the denture. After that's done, we then do a final polish with just a dry rag rule. And that helps seal the denture completely. It's very important that is being done because if you don't seal that denture, you're going to have, like Enrico said, saliva, all day, every day going into the
There's saliva.
So
absolutely.
So it turns, the denture into a pink denture, into possibly a white, a pigmented
absolutely
denture.
Yeah, and those steps are important. Like Eric said, the one thing we do love about dense ply, as far as we know, it's still the only material in the industry that's reliable and repairable. So chairside, you're able to service that denture. But then also we want to know the stability of it. So that's why we ran this testing. We were hearing in the industry that no matter what platform other labs or other practitioners were telling their patients to do, they were getting that white pigment. So we really wanted to put it to the test, right? Main thing is, like Eric said, for lab owners that are watching this, it's very important that you follow those 3 steps. It's very important for that dry polish at the end to make sure the denture is really sealed. Because in applications, we've heard, even when they were using certain materials here where we didn't get the denture sealed, the white spots on the denture, that they're getting it. We feel it's because of the polish, right? It's because it's not polished thoroughly. What you're going to see now is we did get one of these applications take the pigment out of the denture, but I gotta tell you, the other three are very good solutions. For me, and I'll explain that at the end, what I would use if I was a practitioner referring my patient on how to treat their denture, or I was talking to one of my family members on how to treat their printed denture. But let's go through and show you the outcome. So I'm going to start from this side. So our first scenario is using just a regular toothpaste, non-abrasive toothpaste. The biggest thing is when you're treating a printed denture or a conventional denture, it's very, very important that you don't use something very abrasive like a toothbrush. Again, whether it's conventional denture or it's a printed denture, it causes little micro scratches in it, which then can be a way for bacteria. And it goes back to what Eric was saying about if you polish this really, really good, you're going to seal it and you're not going to have that issue. But in this, we used the terry cloth, we used the water and toothpaste, and we just basically cleaned the denture just like you wipe down a car, wipe down a countertop, and then we put it in the denture case. As you can see from this, the denture is 100% solid. It didn't lose any pigmentation. It looks really, really good, really, really healthy. Honestly, Eric even wanted to take it to the next level, and he took a very abrasive brush, because this is not going in a patient's mouth, to see how the material would hold up. Very strong. It didn't mess up the integrity of it whatsoever. So this is a good candidate for a solution. Again, you take a little bit of toothpaste, squeeze it, maybe mix it with some water. You create your own cleaning agent that way, and then you wipe it down with like a terry cloth or a soft paper towel and clean your denture that way. The next one is whether you use Effordent or any branded material, we soaked the denture. Same thing, we throw that denture in the morning when we got in here, because we ran that as our night, worked our 8-hour business day, rinsed it off, and then just left it out to its natural environment, and then re-soaked it the following day the same way. As you could see, unfortunately, in this platform, there is starting to get some white spots, throughout. So it is drawing out the pigment. So our recommendation is to not use any type of denture tablet. This is one of the more popular brands. That's why we chose it. But it did pigment and draw the pig out of the denture. So soaking, although is the easiest and most convenient way, unfortunately, it does affect the printed dentures, as you can see in this platform. A very popular scenario as well is a Dawn dish soap. You're going to use Dawn dish soap, similar to how you're going to use your toothpaste. You're going to apply it to your denture. You're going to rub it in. You're going to clean it. I always recommend using a microfiber or a non-abrasive paper towel more than just your hands. Definitely don't use a toothbrush. I guess if it's a really extra soft toothbrush, you just be careful and make sure you don't create micro scratches within the material. But again, you look at this, looks really nice, didn't lose any pigment, very stable and strong, a great solution as well too. Dawn dish soap did not affect it. Again, we've been doing this for about 8+ weeks now. Polish it, rinse it. We put it back in the container wet. It's not that we dried it. So we did notice that moisture doesn't affect it. And this is a great indicator that it's not the moisture. So this is my favorite solution. Listerine, alcohol-free. It's very important that you get the Listerine, non-color, clear. Get it off Amazon. I'm sure you get it at Walmart. Listerine, clear, alcohol-free. We soaked it. Obviously Listerine's meant to for hygiene. We diluted it a little bit with water.
We did.
Okay.
50-50.
50-50 mix. You can see the integrity of the denture. Looks beautiful. It didn't affect the teeth or the gingiva at all. Again, when you pull it out, rinse it before you put it in your mouth. But if you're going to ask me, I'd recommend to go this route. Dawn is another good solution. But I like this because that mindset, and call me old school, it's soaking. Right. Kind of gives you that reassurance, whether you keep it soaking and then, close it up, you shake it a little bit. It's just a nice way to make sure that it's really there, kind of eating away at any food or residue that's left over from the days of utilizing your denture. So Really, really impressed by how the Dentsply material held up. Again, we love Dentsply because we feel that you need a denture for a practice that's serviceable, and Dentsply is one in the industry. There's many more materials coming out. We've been beta testing them as well too with some of our vendors. But currently, as far as we know, this is the only one. And when we say the only one that's repairable and relineable, any cartridge-based reline material works with this. Some are a little bit better than others. The Lucitone powder and liquid that we keep in our facility bonds to it beautifully. It lends to it beautifully. Matches perfect. It matches perfectly. So we're a big advocate for Dentsply, not because we're sponsored by them or any reason. We really just look for the best quality product. So guys, if you want to ask us, we say Listerine, alcohol-free is the way to go. But any of these applications, the one thing I would stay away from, and if you would have asked me 8 weeks ago, I would have said differently, is the tablets, unfortunately, that you typically soak your denture in. But we hope this is informative for you. We're going to leave these soaking for another couple weeks. If we don't have any changes, you probably won't see an update video on it. But if we see something drastic happen, maybe the material becomes brittle or starts to fade, then we'll update you guys. But if you don't see another video to this video in the next few weeks, you know that our hypothesis and our opinion still stands that either Dawn dish soap or Listerine alcohol-free is the way to go.
That's it.
That's it, guys. Thank you for joining us again on another Synergy Talks, and we look to talk to you guys soon.